wasn't an easy journey, I would say. As you said, coming from a small town with this dream of being a movie actor one day, and to come to this city, Mumbai, which is a very expensive city. So I come from a very humble beginning. I didn't grow up with money around me. So it was a tough time. It was a tough time for the first 2 years, even a couple of initial years when I started working also. Like for my first film, I got paid 11,000 rupees. So not like I started seeing money when I started working.
Which was that film?
LSC, Love, Sex or Dhoka. Money came very late in my life. Also because I was never working only for money. That was never the case. I was not chasing fame. I was not chasing money. My whole focus was to do good work, interesting work, so that people notice that work and maybe give me more work. That's how I started. So 2 years were a lot of, there was a lot of struggle. Even before that, when I was doing theatre in Delhi, and for me to go every day from Gurgaon to Delhi, almost 70 kilometers up and down, sometimes in those state transport, like it was packed, it was immensely packed, and then sometimes in a bicycle, because I really wanted to learn, because I decided I'm going to be a film actor one day, and I wanted to learn as much, and theatre was my, the beginning of that. So I think that process started from there. But Mumbai, in 2 years, I got my first film. Then I think I would say God has been really kind to me in that way. I was at least working. The work never stopped. Not like it never happened that I sat at home for a year, minus COVID, of course. But apart from that, maybe I was not getting the lead parts. I was doing smaller parts in films like Talash, Wasseypur, Shaitan. But I was happy that I was working with good makers. So that was the thing, that I just wanted to work with good makers in good stories. And with, of course, Shahid and Kai Poche, a lot of things changed. Shahid got me my first national award and my first film fare. Kai Poche was a huge success. It had put me on posters in Mumbai, hoarding, which everybody dreams of when you come to the city to be an actor. And the next year was Queen and City Lights, so that also changed a lot of things. And then I think Bareilly was a major turnaround for me, because people saw me in a different avatar. Before that, I was mostly known for biopics, heavy lifting roles. Bareilly people saw a new avatar and they thought, oh, he is doing this also. And that's how Stree happened. That's how Ludo happened. And even I started figuring out that, oh, I enjoy doing comedies, and it's a lot of fun. I think comedy is a very natural phenomenon. Either you have it or you don't have it. Maybe you can learn it after a couple of years by practicing it day in and day out, but it comes very naturally. Like I feel Irfan sir was one of the most, his comic timing was just phenomenal. So I thought, yeah, with Bareilly and Stree, I realized maybe God has given me this gift. So I should, entertain people. And it's always great to see people laugh when you do a scene or a shot. It's such an amazing feeling to make people laugh in these, stressful times that we live in. So that's the journey, and of course it's just a lot of gratitude. I don't know how it happened. I think I'm just my mother's blessing, and of course my eagerness, my passion to work the hardest, because I never had a plan B. So I did LSD. I got LSD, of course, after several rounds of auditions, and Anurag sir saw LSD. And he really liked me in LSD, and he called me to meet him, and I couldn't believe that Anurag Kashyap was calling me. So I met him, and then at that time, actually, Gangs of Wasseypur was supposed to be between my character, Shamshad, and Nawaz's character. So it was Faisal. It was about these two people. And then I remember me and Nawaz went to Wasseypur to do a research. We went in train all the way there. We spent a lot of days there. I was recording people, getting the accent right. And after a couple of months, Anurag sir called me, कि यार राज एक बार ऑफिस आ मिलना है. And I met him and he told me, यार अभी स्क्रिप्ट हो गई है फाइनल, but after the final script ना तेरा रोल बहुत कम हो गया है. I would love to have you in my film, but would you be okay doing it? And I said, of course sir, I want to work with you. I want to be part of a great story. So yes, of course I will do it. And I'm glad I did that, because during Wasseypur only, Hansal sir was making Shahid and he was looking for an actor. And that's when Mukesh Chabra and Anurag sir suggested my name, that you should meet this boy. I think he's perfect for Shahid. And then Mukesh insisted Hansal sir, to Hansal sir, that you have to meet him. He's standing outside your office, because I just went to meet him. And he said, okay, now ask him to come and let me meet him. And of course, the moment we met, there's this connect, we connected somehow. And then it started a great association with me and Hansal sir. And then, of course, a lot of films happened together. Yeah. So I think everything happens for a right reason. With Stree, I think that's what worked because there's a lot of purity in it. Uh, Especially, I think the credit should go to my director Amar Kaushik, and producer Dinesh Vijan. Uh, the passion that they have for any film that they make is unheard of. They make it with so much of passion and fire in their belly. Like Amar, he works like he's a first-time director. He has delivered such big hits in past as well, but he's so hungry as a director, and I've seen that in person. He's worked the hardest on this film, and I'm so glad it's happening with him. Like, he's my brother. So happy. And I'll say, I'm sure it's great for all of us. Anybody who's attached with a successful film gets a lot of benefit out of it. So it will work for all of us, I'm sure. I still feel the same, to be honest, Bhartiji. You've known me for a very long time. I'm very happy that I tried something with this film. We made Stree Born with a lot of love and sincerity. Same formula we applied here. We made this one also with a lot of love and sincerity. And I'm so glad it's doing so well because it just gives a lot of hope, to make us out there that you can make a great story with a bunch of good actors and it might work. Why not? There's no formula to success. There's nothing. Just if you have a great story, just get some good actors, make it with a lot of love and passion, and it might work for you as well. Because Stree was such a huge box office success. So Stree definitely changed, not me, but I think my perception for people around me. Very, very important now. That goes without saying, and I'm so glad. It's a great change. It's a very welcome change because content should be the king. So that is happening for sure. In my case, especially, I think I've always relied on content, nothing else. I think whatever I am today is because of the kind of films I chose to do, the kind of characters I chose to play, and that has taken me here today. If I would have chosen, they say projects where you're just setting it up because it might work, then the whole focus gets shifted. You're not focusing on the film, you're focusing on how to package it, how to get this song and that actor. That becomes a project. Then the purity of the art form is not there. Of course, I think it's the budget sometimes which fails. Like you have to make it in the right budget. Like Stree 1 when we made it in such a small budget. Yeah, I can't give the exact number, but it was very, very small. I can say that much. And that's important because you are telling a story which is a genre that people haven't heard of, where you're trying something new. So you have to keep it in control. The producer should not be at risk that everything बोलते हैं ना कि सब लुट गया, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. You have to keep it under check, and that's what we took that punt. We made that in a very economical budget, and it worked so well for all of us. So now okay, this genre is working well. People have given so much love to part 1. Okay, now let's spread the budget for part 2. Let's make it bigger. You take that punt then. If you make part 1 only with that budget, it was too big a risk. I think Srikanth, of course, got so much of love. It did well at the box office also. Again, Mr. and Mrs. Mahi I had a great time making that film. It's such an internal performance for me. It did decently well at the box office, and my producers made, of course, enough money. So I'm happy with that fact. And then Stree, of course, we all know what has happened with Stree. But I want to do that. I'm a very hungry actor. I'm a very greedy actor. I want to do all kind of genres. I want to do a Srikanth. I want to do a Stree. I want to do a Mahi, which is a very internal, relationship drama. I don't want to put myself in a box that this is what Raj does. So I want to I'm still looking, I was just talking to Hansal sir the other day we met, and sir, we have to do something together, something very challenging that none of us thought that we would do something like this together. And then, of course, we thought a few characters, but I want to do that. I want to push myself as an actor. I want to explore new boundaries because that's where the fun is for me being an actor. Just to be in a safe space is not fun. So I just want to do that all my life. I know a lot of actors who are really pushing their boundaries. I'm sure I would forget few people, but right now what the name comes to my mind is Vicky, I think is really pushing it. Ranveer does it. He does an animal. He does he's trying new genres. Ranveer, of course, is again very hardworking. Ayushmann is doing something or the other. Even Karthik, I think Chandu, I think he tried something new. So I think people are trying to explore new genres. So I'm very glad because I'm an actor in these times where people are like inspire me. There are many actors in my generation who inspire me to push myself to do well, which is great, of course, because that's what we want to do. We want to inspire each other through our work.